Hi, Lauren, aka Moses here. How you doing today, tonight, this morning? Uh, don't know when you're actually going to see this video, but I do want to uh, thank you for taking a minute and listening to what I have to say. What I want to do today is kind of tell you a story. And the reason the story, uh, I'm not going to name names, I'm not going to, but it is actually a true story. It's a story about a boy who lived in a kind of a desert environment, but he lived on a farm. And uh, as a young man, in reality, I guess, bordering on a young man and a boy, uh, his father became ill. They had a farm, a lot of acres, and his father became ill. So this boy, while his father was ill, he was still going to school, but he was having to run the farm for his father because his father couldn't run the farm himself. But through all of this, one of the things that this young man learned was persistence. Understanding that what needed to be done had to be done. And though he was just a kid trying to go to school and shouldn't have these kind of responsibilities, he did. Now we'll fast forward a little bit here because he did play sports, and he was pretty good at them. Now, everybody can't play sports, either really competitively. Some play sports for self-entertainment like me. I like to play golf. Uh, it's an entertainment, an outlet, and I enjoy it. But trust me, there are a lot of people that play golf better than I do. However, some people will relate to this story, some people won't. However, getting back to the story, this young man, because of the work ethic that he has, understanding at a very young age that this is what needed to be done and he needed to get it done. However, because he was very good at all the sports, baseball, football, basketball, and he participated at the school level in all three. However, because of where he lived, he didn't garner much attention from anybody outside of his particular area. So, as he was in his junior year and getting ready for his senior year, and he was actually pretty good because his team won a conference championship. And he played quarterback. Actually, he played both ways. He also played as a defensive back. But anyhow, this is just kind of information to fill in so that you understand that he wasn't in a position to get readily noticed by people who could help advance him on up his path. So his performance had to speak loudly. He did get a preferred, after they won that game, the championship game, he did get a preferred walk-on offer from a university, and he had accepted it because that was the only offer he got, and he wanted to go to school and he wanted to continue to play football. However, that also drew attention from other universities that he was playing, and in his senior year, he was playing very outstandingly. Well, he got another offer which he accepted to a different university, and he went to that university. Now, fast forwarding again, in his senior year, he was kind of known for being sort of a gambler when it came to playing the game of football, he would a lot of times make decisions that people would question. I'm sure a lot of times his coaches question him. However, in big games, he seemed to have a problem of throwing an interception at absolutely the wrong time. Now, think about this for a minute. He would throw an interception at just about the absolute wrong time in a game. They were playing in a bowl game. He threw an interception the last play, and his team lost. Now, that's not only devastating for him as a quarterback and a person, but also his teammates, the community, the fans, the coaches, because if you follow sports, and especially college or high school, you get pretty emotionally involved in those things. So anyway, and the reason I bring these things up, how does this relate to you wanting to have an online business? It relates from this perspective, and this is what I would really like you to wrap your head around. And that is, nothing is ever going to be perfect. Trust me, you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have successes. You're going to have what we call failures. In other words, a failure is something that didn't work out the way we anticipated that it would. Maybe we thought we were going to get 100 subscribers, and we got 10. Maybe we thought we were going to sell thousands of dollars worth of something, and we sold a few hundred, or God forbid, maybe nothing. Those are hard to take. But if you have the vision, and when I say vision, there's a lot of ways that you can look at a vision, but a vision is simply if you can stay focused on your goal, if you can stay focused on what you want to accomplish, nothing is really going to stop you. Yeah, there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be joy. There's going to be pain. You're going to ride an emotional roller coaster. And that's what I'm kind of trying to relate to you here with this young man's story. Again, I'm not going to name names. And some of you may recognize this story when I tell the next part of it. But a couple of years later, this team and this young man, as the quarterback, played on the largest stage in national television that a team of this level could play at. And they were playing against a national, well-respected, basically everybody knew the name of this particular university that they were going to play. And before this game, everybody figured that this young man's team really didn't have much of a chance in this game. However, keep this in mind. Him, his coaches, and the rest of the players on that team did not believe that. They did not believe that they didn't have a chance. They were darn sure they had it. Anyway, they had the back and forth flow. And because of that, the people that were at this game, and I was at this game, so I know the emotion that was involved there, was up and down as their team did good or the other team did good. You felt great when your team was doing good. You felt crummy when the other team was doing good. Anyway, it came down. He threw an interception. The other team scored. They were ahead. This team then had one last chance to at least tie the other team and push the game into overtime. They did. They actually accomplished it with some amazing plays that the other team just wasn't prepared for. So they went to overtime and back and forth. Then it came down to this team having scored a touchdown and needed 2 extra points to win. An extra point would have tied it, and they would have gone to another overtime. Well, this team chose to go for 2. Story, as I think you probably already kind of figured out, they won. And it solidified that, and the point really here, and I think you get it, is that you never give up on yourself. Never. You have what it takes. Sometimes you got to really dig deep to find it, but you got it. So just let that soak in a little bit. And remember, you can be that quarterback. You can be that person who, even though every time you do something isn't a huge success, sometimes it's not a success at all. It's gone the wrong direction. But if you persevere, you keep learning, you keep developing, you keep trying to be the best you can possibly be, in the end, you will prevail. I know it. I hope you know it. Anyway, Lauren, a.k.a. Moses, and as always, I am pulling for your success.